There's a different look in your eyes since you had that fitful sleep the other night. There's a look of, it was a look of recognition.
Just feel... I feel like the way is a bit more clear. You can feel it too, can't you? The wind, it feels like it's pushing us forward. It's the first time we've had any direction in this whole journey, and I'm glad you're here with us. I'm sorry for my behavior before.
There is no need to apologize. You have always been... You have always been strong-willed.
Well, I'm just grateful you're with us. And thank you.
And you are looking down now into this huge basin. And at the center of the basin, where it slopes down, kind of looking from here, maybe 30 or 40 feet, you see the massive 100-foot-high walls of gray-green, of a citadel, but not the ruins of one. A fully formed city, massive, with a low fog sort of roiling around its edges.
Do we know what this city is? Like, is it on the map?
I just take a deep breath in. We have arrived.
Two.
Welcome to Niralpak.
You knew we were going here? Specifically.
I thought this was supposed to be a ruin, not a fully functional city.
That name rings a bell when you learn about ancient civilizations across like the long span of Tal'Dore's history. There was a civilization that was old when the calamity hit, that was lost forever ago, called Nirdalpak. As you look down, you see that it's not just water sort of pouring off of these like little waterfalls that are ringing the basin, but a low-lying fog that you've been easily ignoring as you've been walking kind of seeps off the edges and pools into this basin too. But you look deeper into it and you see, there's movement in the fog around the edges of these walls. And you see faintly that there are people slipping in and out of like these nigh imperceptible gates that blend into like the curved gray-green architecture.
I'm already in. I'm skinny dipping.
Oh, great. Jump in.
I wasn't joking. I rolled a 0. I don't give a shit about this town
Did you
right
just
now.
like go?
I just went like, wah!
Amazing.
Just a butt-naked dwarf diving off into it. Perfect.
Yeah, you can tell the deftness in which he disrobes mid-leap that he's done this before. So while they're having this intense conversation about the unveiling of this rich history of this ancient city that still exists, and the wonderment and the questions and the pride and the curiosity, in the background you just see this streak of flesh as in an instant Dariax just goes, last one in's a rotten bird something, and then just runs and leaps off the edge 12 feet down into the water, not really caring how deep it might be, but goes into a full cannonball.
This is a naked cannonball?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll say mostly naked. By the time he gets off the cliff, he still has like one leg in the pants, but he'll deal with it later.
Respect. Yeah, you like dive in and the water is warm at the top, and quickly, this is incredibly deep.
Mm-hmm.
And it like the temperature drops as you go like 4, 5, 12 feet under the water. And you can come up and you're part of this like slow moving river that just sort of circumnavigates.
Hey!
Dorian, can you throw my stuff down? I didn't think this through.
Has Naked Fern jumped in as well?
Yeah, I gave you my clothes.
I'm mothering everyone's clothes together. I've got it. All right. Cool.
Opal takes her sateen jacket off and she makes it look like a very nice protected, like hair covering. And then she does a thing that like a lot of girls do and they're like, no, don't push me in. No, don't push me in.
Don't make me sing.
Don't make me sing. Yeah, don't make me dance. But like it's kind of sad no one pushed her in. Yeah. So don't push me in. Looks around, no one's there to push her in. So then she just goes, okay.
Hold on, there's a chance. Or
Are you already down?
No, not yet. She's like, don't do it.
No, Orem is actually casually watching Dorian carry all the stuff, including the boxed up crown, down, just to make sure that everything's copacetic.
all right.
And she's watching him do that and be like, okay. And so then with no one there to push her in, she just like, she falls that way.
Like Little Mermaids.
Yeah, just,
We come to a smaller one than the rest. Seems a little bit less ornate, less impressive. And I gently rap on the door. Be home.
And you hear a voice call out, but not in common. Just, Kurat?
Fieraraya ka?
And you hear as like the door immediately slams open, and you're face to face with a tall, sort of older Earth Genasi.
Hello, my friend.
Hello, how are you? Others? My goodness. How do you say? My name is Alam. Are these your friends?
They are more than friends. We are close. And this is their first time to Nirdalbak.
Well, we don't get very many new people. Please, come. Okay, come in. Please come in.
Very kind of you.
I whisper to Fern, like, have you ever seen her this excited? No. It's kind of nice.
I know it is nice. I didn't know she had it in her. I mean, it's great.
You always were the finest hostess.
Thank you. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so glad that you're safe. You were out there, It's
It is surprisingly friendly, except for a few encounters. My friends and I have traveled very far.
Yes.
Might we avail ourselves of perhaps one of your fine meals?
Do you have... Yes, you all have time. You will stay here. Stay here. Hold on. You didn't... I have to show... Hold on. And she kind of disappears out through the door and kind of leaves you on this like little patio where you're overlooking like this little terraced garden. And then the door opens just a crack behind you, and like a big, extremely furry, like curly, dark-furred dog kind of wanders out.
It is good to see you, my friend, as well.
He hops up. He is at your full height when he like stands up on his hind legs and gives you some really sloppy, It's a musty breath, licks, and is just attacking you with licks and like chewing on the edges of your hair.
Don't get burned, my friend. Don't get burned. We remember that happened last time.
I can't help it. I just go over and just get on the ground with him and just give him all the squishes and loves. Hello. Ooh.
He's got a little collar around his neck, but the tag on it is in that runic language. It's not in common.
What is this animal's name?
This is Google.
Yeah.
Google?
Google.
Google.
And as you say his name every time, he's just kind of like...
A goo.
Yeah.
A little goo.
He's just sort of drooling onto the ground over his head as he's just like, tummy time for all of you.
Perhaps I will fill you in a little bit more before we reach the Tetrax,
Sure.
And before we reach what was that?
Titty tracks.
Hate. Hatred.
The Tetrax.
Such confidence.
The titty tracks.
That's right.
The Tetrax are the the rulers of this particular place. These are not obviously rich. These obviously are not ancient ruins, but this city was lost a long, long time ago. It was necessary for their own survival to conceal themselves from the outside eye. But occasionally, they would open one eye to see if perhaps there were any worthy visitors, worthy of seeing, worthy of visiting, worthy of the other gifts they may bestow on them. Knowledge, friendship, kindness. I came here when I heard of my sister's death. I lost my way. I lost my purpose. And somehow, I was guided here. Here is where I found myself. Thanks to them.
Dorian Storm.
Very cool, isn't it?
It's pretty cool.
Thank you. I'm a musician, so it's more of a stage name, really. But
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. What is your real name? You cannot come into my house and eat my food without me knowing your name.
Yeah, what is your real name?
it is my
I don't know.
We've been calling you by a fake name this
for
whole time?
all intents and purposes.
Oh.
It is.
She just begins like shoveling food in her face, having inadvertently caused a thing.
It's Dorian Storm. That's who I am. That is who I am.
You said his stage name.
Yes, it's a
What's
stage.
the off-stage name?
The offstage name?
You have an offstage name?
Yeah.
I left it behind when I left home, and
We'll still call you Dorian.
Yeah, we'll still call you Dorian.
I respect
He will
that.
tell you something embarrassing about everybody.
really?
Yeah.
First name only. Oh, you're telling the truth. Oh yeah. Okay.
Hold on. If we're doing uncomfortable truths, I will bring alcohol. Yes?
Yes!
Is the word?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, applause.
All right. A promise is a promise. First name only,
Okay.
and I get one deep dark secret about each of you, even you. Even you.
Me?
Deal?
Okay.
All right.
I have no secrets. I have so many secrets, but I could lie.
My real first name, and you must promise to continue to call me Dorian,
Of course.
is Bronte. And my mother calls me Braun.
It's not the
That
worst.
makes more sense as a name.
I don't
Dorian
understand why
Thorn.
this is a problem.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
First name only.
Tetrarak Umeji stayed with me before she left for the south.
Really?
None of you know what that means, but I know you know what that means.
I mean,
Thank you. Thank you.
no idea.
Oh,
Some,
drink more.
some things transcend language.
Yeah. Okay, someone else go. What is your name?
After finishing his drink, my name is Orim. Orim of the Arashari. I don't have a last name, although I sort of do. Sort of. Didn't really have a dad in life. I did have a dad, but he just kind of rolled on. His last name was Tarantel. So I sort of have a last name. I don't really use it. But if you want saltier,
Yeah.
I might have checked out Dariax's butt out in the swimming hole, and it wasn't half bad.
Who's the
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Worked hard to get that apple popping.
And she like happily like refills your drink at whatever level it's at currently.
Thank you.
Good. That's a good answer.
Here, let's just say when I mentioned that me and Tharlastar dated for a while in Kaimal, maybe it was we didn't like. It wasn't like we weren't. She doesn't know who I am. I was just a big fan of her work.
No. You don't know her at all?
Well, I mean, like I'd go see her perform and stuff, but you know, I every time I try and say hi, I just kind of froze up. It's the only time that's really happened, you know. I usually don't have anything to stop me to a on his detriment, not most of the time, but for some reason it just kept freezing me. I don't know. So I lied. Sorry. Kind of embarrassing. Anyway, Opal, what's going on with you? You got some. Well, you ate your sister, right? We already went over that.
What?
I didn't eat her. She just found her way in without asking. I have an embarrassing story. So Ted's real name is actually Theodora.
That's pretty.
That's not a story about you.
I've never done anything without Ted. I've never done anything without Ted. Except leave home and join you guys, but even that I'm not doing alone. So, I don't know. I changed my name too, actually.
Do all of you have lives for names? Why is that?
Yes, because well, wait for it. Okay. So my mom left like before I could like even know who she was. But she named me Georgina.
Georgina.
Theodora. So I made my dad change my name to Opal because I hated it and I hated her. So, cheers.
That one was sad and I don't like it.
Well, I'll still always call you Opal.
Thanks. I'll call you Dorian
Thank you.
until I call you Braun.
Oh. All right, Georgie Porgy.
I want to stop this from ever happening again. And if this is where my friends are going, I want to go with them. I want to go with them.
Who am I to stop you from any choice you would make? The course that you're on, it will end one way or another, with glory or tears, death or fire. It's the deciding from moment to moment that will determine how things really end.
I call bullshit.
Opal,
No. Go on.
You say that we can control magic, that power is just energy and you do whatever you want with it. Well, some of us just don't have magic that's our own. So I call bullshit. I think we're just at the whim of whoever controls the power.
So who do you think controls you then?
Not me.
How old are you?
19.
And you have everything figured out?
I mean, I have that figured out.
What did you see in the mirror?
Someone that needs some sleep, and also one of my eyes have changed color, which I'm not thrilled about. It's probably the stress.
Do we notice that?
No,
That was in the
she looks completely the same.
She needs some sleep. She's not wrong.
Yeah, I need sleep, and I don't know. I just think you're coming from a place of privilege, as someone who has power coming out of your titty racks. Sorry, I know that's rude. Sometimes I can get
I
rude.
am the leader of a city
I know. Sorry.
that was lost
Look, I'm sorry. I
thousands of years.
You're right. I'm being so disrespectful.
I don't care about your disrespect. I want you to learn the lesson without me spelling it out for you.
spell it out. Spell it out.
The person you saw in the mirror. Your mother. Yes?
I mean, I don't know. I think that's what she looks like. I don't know.
You remember. It's hard to remember. But you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And you are conflicted. Speak it. What are you afraid of?
I'll never have my own life.
Every choice you make, I keep going back to it. I apologize. Your life is your own because you have chosen. Every step that you've taken that has led you from wherever you began to these people, to here. Sweet child. And the Tetrarch comes over to you and like hesitates just before embracing you. Just trying to consent check.
Okay.
And wraps you up and holds you to, like, now that you're like in physical proximity, they are like 7 feet tall and completely wrap you up and just hold you in this moment. You feel divided between you and the one that resides within. But you are special because you are part, half, whole in yourself, but you are more, just as your mother was. A rarity in this world. Georgina, you and your sister will always walk this world together, but where you go is your choice, your choosing. And she follows you, becomes a part of you because she loves you, and that is her choice and her choosing.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Your road isn't easy.
Thanks for the hug.
And they slowly release you and kind of set you back on your feet and kind of wipe your eye.
Tetrarch, if this place of burning is of the fire, and I am of the fire,
Yes.
is this why I have been led to them? To shield them, to take the fire away, to do something. And you can just like see she's starting to turn into like a teenager and lose all the normal sense of Fierrerai's composure. Like she just doesn't know what to do again and she's like reverting back to ages ago when everything went down.
And the Tetrarch very quickly sort of like removes their hand from the symbol, and the lights come back up and they rush over to you and grab you by the hands.
And my tattoo starts to flare.
Yeah. An important gift. All of them important. But what is it that you want? You seek to protect. But what is it that you want? As your eyes shut, wincing a little bit from the pain, you are pushed bodily back into that space where you interact between your instincts that have led you and kept you safe this entire time, and that little bit of nudge from the gift. And you see points of light, the 5 people surrounding you that you have chosen to protect. But there is that well, that gravitational pull up, north, west, far away, where your family lies, where your sister stands, alive, waiting for you, looking for you, calling out for you.
No. She lives.
You would not have kept looking, kept wandering, if you truly believed she was gone.
I have sworn to protect them.
And you have. You led them here, to the answers that they sought, to the next choice that they will make. You have not failed them. You will not fail them. The world is wild. And many things, coincidences, that cannot be explained. But I knew when this came on the breeze that this was for you. So accept it.
If they're offering it, then yes, I'll accept it.
And it's just this like sort of massive dark green peach pit of a seed.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. What am I meant to do with this?
You are an Asharia, are you not?
I am.
Then make it grow.
I believe in returning one good turn with another.
Then I do have a request. If something is coming, if this place is meant for change, growth, destruction, discovery, whatever it is, please remember it. Carry it with you. I don't want, after all this time, for this to end here and now. Forgotten. You, so long-lived, please, carry us with you.
Always.
That's all I would ask. I'm going to look at the stars for myself, for the future and the past. I observe and I remember. You may stay with me. You may move on, out, up, away. It is you who must decide what happens next. But I will treasure the time I have spent with you for as long as I have. Storian, you believe you see a swirl of fog and some movement in it around you. And that's confirmed when you see Opal's hand suddenly moves to her neck as a tiny little dart, fletched in purple, sticking out.
Ocean. Okay, so I'll look at this thing and I'll be like, guys, I think something just hit me.
You get hit very, very hard in the ribs, and you're going to take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as something like absolutely just drills into your rib cage, trying to get to Opal around you. So I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Ooh, those are not good for me. Okay, come on. Oof. 12.
You take the hit and kind of wince, and in that heartbeat of you kind of tensing up, you feel yourself like pushed bodily away from Opal. Opal, you're grabbed, and in this groggy moment, you look around and you don't see anyone, but you feel arms and a shoulder and yourself going up and over someone's shoulder as you lose consciousness.
Fuck. Okay.
Booking it towards him.
Yeah.
Going towards the smell.
Yeah, baby.
Chase rule's still up. Let's go.
Yep.
Continue.
Going.
With a 19, yeah, he made it. You can catch up entirely, and you are sort of slide out into the street, just direwolf drift. And even though there are people around, you know exactly where this person is. You can smell the sweat and anxiety on him. You can attack.
I'm trying to just grab and knock him prone and just get at his throat above him.
So this is more of a grapple than an attack.
I'm gonna attack. I want to kill this. No, I want.
What do you want?
Okay. It's a grapple. It's a grapple.
I'm not telling you to pick. I'm just saying, like,
It's a grapple. It's a grapple.
are you sure?
I want to.
You know, just do a chomp. You know, just do a chomp.
I'm gonna do a chomp. I'm gonna do a chomp. Sorry.
That was a
Apologizing. Describe what the attack looks like.
Okay, so with my ladies on my back, I just want to kind of take a leap in the air to where I think he is, and just grab him at the back of his head with my mouth and my teeth and sort of pull him down. Oh, yeah. And just face maul, just on the face.
I like that a lot, and I want to reward me, you letting me like goad you into doing a chomp, and you leap out for that, like where you can hear the ragged breathing as this person's out of breath and was just carrying another person, so you know exactly where his head is, and you grab it, and in your sort of like spin to grab and tackle and slam him down, you hear a crunch, and I know you only said you did 10 points of damage, but you heard a neck snap.
I'm just gonna stay over him and just drooling just above his face, just like just waiting.
So when did you leave the group?
So after I make sure that everyone is calm and okay, I feel somehow in me another pull.
Yeah.
Another pull in this space. Now I can feel her, and I feel the throbbing in my arm. And it is clearer than ever that no matter how much I want to stay with you all, I have to go. I have to go to her because she needs me more than you do, because you have proven yourself so incredibly worthy. So we say quick goodbyes, but I know that it's urgent. And as I am leaving, I go to leave, and I look up, and I turn to Dorian, and I walk directly up to your face, and I take your head in my hands, and I pull it so that your forehead is to mine. I know you know, little brother. I know you remember. You made a choice once. You thought you were unrecognized, unloved. Something drove you to a terrible choice, and you were willing to risk anything because you thought it was better to be alone. I am here to tell you it is never better to be alone. Stay with your family. Not all family is blood. Much family is chosen. I cannot protect you again. Only you can do it this time. Stay in the light. Yes.
Thank you, and don't worry. I would do anything for my friends.
I believe you. Keep them safe. Especially that, very confused but gifted dwarf. I did not expect the observer to speak to him, but now I know. There is something extremely special about him.
I hope you find your sister.
I know I will. And if you all need me, more than I am needed somewhere else, I suspect the gift will bring me to you again. But I will not hope that you are in that much danger, ever. I think you should call yourselves the Chosen Ones. Because I choose you. In my heart. Goodbye. And she turns around and stalks off, like...
I'll look around to see if anybody's paying attention to me. I'm just gonna think real hard in its direction and be like, hey.
Hey. You don't see the statue move, but you see these like that broken halo of light around it seems to like throb a little bit.
So you're the observer? Is that right?
I observe. Yeah.
Can you see, like, everything?
Yeah. I bequeathed the gift, or am the gift, or am an understanding of what the gift is.
Okay,
So I don't have to speak.
that's good to know. How...
Wait, did that make sense to you?
No, nothing does. It's fine. How do I find this gift? And is it for me?
The gift, at the end of the day, is your intuition, and you have possessed it your entire life.
He immediately starts checking his pockets. So is this like a philosophical gift?
No, it's a physical gift too.
Then where is it?
Make an investigation check.
11.
You're kind of investigating like pockets and bits and baubles, and then you feel a weird itch across the center of your back. Like light scratch marks near your spine.
I immediately looked at the observer and kind of freeze it. Like, you said you see everything, right? What's on my back?
The gift.
He goes just scratching like the edge of a corner, bully the bear
don't
style.
scratch it. Oh my God. You are wild.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I like it.
Well, thanks. I think you look pretty cool for a winged cat thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of ship them.
I'm very proud of you. In a world of people too terrified to lose anything to choose, you choose with your entire heart without a second thought, for better or for worse.
That is the nicest way anybody's ever put that to me before. Thank you.
You're very welcome. If you need me, I will help you however I can.
Well, happy to return the favor, Observy.
Oh, I don't enjoy that as a name. No, absolutely not.
Observer?
Bobby?
I'm just trying things out. Cat thing feels a little, I don't know, impersonal. So like I'm trying to.
We'll workshop.
All right, yeah, I'll put some thought on it.
You know what? No, keep working on it.
Okay.
I want a cool name.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta make sure my friend doesn't get kidnapped again. Great talking to you.
Be safe.
Yeah, you too. Apparently, this town's dangerous for statues recently, so,
You have no idea.
Kiss, 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 kiss. I know this sounds crazy, but I kind of want to go home.
Home?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I thought this was gonna be different. I thought I was gonna, I don't know, do something else. And all I've done is just piss my sister off and get myself kidnapped and get you guys hurt. It's really not what I thought it was gonna be.
a few things are. But if I'm gonna be honest, you know, like, when we all kind of got ourselves hurt, but we also kind of kept each other alive.
Yeah.
And I have never seen anybody put a massive Fagator on its back to sleep.
That was incredible.
Like, I'm not, like, say what you want about your insecurities, that is a tale that I'm gonna be telling for at least a week to anybody who'll listen.
Thank you.
It seems like maybe you're getting a wrangle on things, but we've all seen what you're capable of.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. Just give it some time.
Okay.
I think we're all doing our best. That's all we can do.
I agree.
And I'm gonna do my best to do this well.
Oh, I've been wanting to see what's under there.
practice this, you guys.
Got a glimpse.
That's awesome.
Oh, man!
Nice.
Pretty.
Wait.
Whoa!
Holy shit. What?
Hey!
Serious.
It moves!
Let's go!
Come on!
The GM screen looks like it's part of it.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh my god, that's gorgeous.
The gorge.
This is what you see.
Okay, I'm gonna just privately try to. I'm gonna put my hands down and I'm gonna try to stop the stone from moving.
Oh, interesting. Make a roll using your spell. Basically, make a spell attack roll for me. With a 23, you push your will into this thing. You order it to stop. And it does. It freezes in place, but the vibration increases. And you hear somewhere deep within you, once again in a language you know you don't speak, but you understand very clearly. All 6 sides of this hexahedron ring out in their proper order. The universe above, the universe within, remember what came before, decide what happens next, provide for all, a shield to protect. And you feel the tremors below your feet become so raucous and loud, and then there is a bright light, and everything shifts and flies apart as the very stone below your feet shatters and scatters as the cube breaks.
Oh, sorry.
As you begin to lean in, you scrunch the muscles in your back and you feel that itching again. And then as you crouch a little more and brace for impact, your eyes go white as you sort of clench up and you see your vision is filled with brilliance as 2 pairs of large wings erupt out of your back. I would like you to make that dexterity save again, please and thank you. You get caught, it sort of lands on the back of your calf, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of damage from that. But most of you is able to pull out and away, and you now have the ability to fly. For the next few minutes.
Yes!
Oh my god! What is happening?
But you are gonna take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you get stomped on the calf.
That checks out, yeah.
So wait. So you scooch out and away.
Flying dwarf!
Friends.
Yeah.
I look around
I'm so
as
sorry.
all of my fucking friends have abandoned me.
Yes.
As my only plan was
Yeah,
to hold
for
this
sure.
guy while somebody else fucking did something. And I say, you've gotta be fucking kidding me! Furious. And I'm gonna let him go. And I'm gonna stand right in front of him.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna say, fuck this! Let's go! And I am going to.
Let's go!
I am going to I'm going to cast Shatter. Which I haven't done yet.
That's very cool.
I am going to sort of just well up with this rage and sort of feel the energy come along, and it's just going to sort of push straight out of my chest and my hands, and it's just this energy is going to hit him square in the chest. And for you have to take a con saving throw of 12, but because you're made of inorganic material such as stone or crystal, you have to do so at disadvantage.
Ew.
Now, I highly recommend that you just break me off a little bit of flavor of just any sort of gravitational anything that you want to stunt on this with. Mm-hmm. Because you absolutely destroyed it. So, Dorian, how do you want to do this?
Finally murder somebody, finally!
Yay! You did it
As this sort of, it's a sound-based sort of intense kind of grumbling inside of his body, and as he does that, I am going to lighten myself as he sort of shatters into pieces in front of me, and they sort of just float around and out myself as I hover in the air for a second on my wing boots and calm myself and just put myself back down on the platform.
As you see that she charges forward, and you get a little flash of purple as robes step out from the tree line cover. And even from here, you recognize it's something about the gate, the strength of it. As Murata Nizalor steps forward, looks you in the eye, Opal. She takes a big spike of metal and residuum and sends it into the ground. She just stares calmly at you, and you feel your right shoulder suddenly weighed down impossibly. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. And as you are slammed down to the ground, she pulls out another spike, puts it in her other hand, jabs it into the ground a couple feet away. You feel your left shoulder go so impossibly heavy. She just looks at you and gets really close. Oh, whatever your name is, I'm gonna free you from this little girl, and together we're gonna change the world. Just hold on a little longer.
Do I get an opportunity to do anything?
Yeah, what do you want to say?
I want to ask her what the fuck she's talking about. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not talking to you.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Ted.
She's not here.
That's where you're wrong.
So at least at this point, I'm like, thanks for the assist.
No problem.
You're not gonna jump off the edge too.
Well, how much do we see?
Oh, I'll let you see all of it. I want you to see it.
We have to get down there.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm not gonna put my arm out.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and I just grab you at the waist and take off.
Nice.
Oh, you're bigger than I thought.
I'm very heavy.
No, you're not. You're not heavy.
Dense.
You're just dense.
Very, very dense.
Yeah. Oh,
a lot of
furry though.
girth.
It's nice and comfy. And kind of looking over, Dorian, you're still up on there as well.
Yeah, I'm below you, like right in the center one. Yeah.
Look at my other arm and go. Maybe room for one more.
All right, we'll give it a try. And we'll do a classic
Yeah.
one of those. Yeah.
So dope.
And it takes all of Dariax's strength to not immediately plummet, but gradually, strainingly bring them to the ground.
I'm trying to.
I've got my wing boots on, trying to give you a little less.
Flutter.
Yeah.
I'm off kilter now.
What do you want? I know you want your sister. I know you want my sister, bitch, but you can't have her. So what else do you
I
want?
don't want your sister.
Who do you want?
I want you to wear my vestige.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, that's better.
Okay, what do I get for wearing it? What do I get?
Maybe the ability to be less fucking useless right now?
Okay, but what does that mean?
You are very off-putting.
I know.
I
What
like
does
that
mean?
about you.
Great. What does it mean? Does it mean my sister gets to live?
Oh, I can't interfere with what's happening there, but I'll give you all your spell slots back. I'll give you all of your health back so that you can decide what happens here instead of being a victim. Again. All you have to do is go put on the circlet. Or you can wait here.
How do I do that? I need Dariox for that, right?
Well, you've been yelling for him thus
So make him
far.
come here then and see what happens.
He doesn't like to listen to me.
Okay, so let me talk to him.
Okay. And you feel that retreat from, like, your mind.
Dariox!
Yeah?
Can you come get me?
Just a second.
Are you all right, Opal?
Yeah, but don't do it again. I can't. I can't feel Ted as much. I'm sorry.
Don't?
Thank you.
You sure?
Yeah.
He'll be stuck here.
I'd kiss you, but I'm invisible.
Are you Wait, hold on. Were you invisible?
No, I took
Again? Because then what was he reaching for?
I took my ring off
All
so
right.
you could see me.
I'm assuming you just sort of unscrewed it so you can just push it back on.
Yeah.
Boy, what a line. Totally invisible and be like, if I just weren't invisible.
You were still. Never mind.
So here's what happens. She takes 8 points of damage, and because she failed, she's going off the edge. I'm going to use my movement to run after her and jump, and as I'm falling, I pull the dagger out of my own shoulder, and a bonus action will do another battle maneuver, toss, and throw the dagger at her as I'm falling on top of her.
No, shut up. Roll this with advantage because that's incredibly cool.
Natural 20.
Let's go.
I land on her.
Look, this is like candy for a DM, but you're also a DM, so you explain to me, how do you want to do this?
All right, so the first attack, I just jam it into her sternum and push her off, and she goes, and I don't stop moving. I just sail off the end, yank it off, and it flips up in my hand, and I chuck it, and it goes right in at the throat, between the collarbone and the throat, and as I land, sure, my heel comes down on it and pins her into the ground, and then I spring off and land next to her.
That is.
And
very-
as you stand up from springing off, you just see the as the entire this whole structure lands behind you and sends up a big cloud of purple colored dust and debris and arcane fuckery in the air. Now, it's a bit of a blessing that you're on the ground because I don't think you want to see what happens here as it changes.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Oh God!
Ew, I like it. I like it less.
I would like all of you
Hate it.
to meet Ted. And that's where we're going to take our break.
That does not look the way I imagined.
No.
She cute though.
Ted needs a makeover.
Dorian, buddy. Hey, you okay?
No.
You trust me?
Yes.
And I grabbed the front of his cloak, and hasted. It's 180 feet of movement, but carrying
Ready
another
that
body,
he is.
does that slow half my movement? How do you feel
Yeah,
about
let's
that?
do that so it's slightly harder.
Okay.
Thank you. Please take
how-
inspiration for nerfing yourself a little bit because this is insane.
Because I made you a god.
I feel you on this. How far away is Murata from?
100 feet.
100 feet? All right, I'll go all right, buddy, hang on, and I'm gonna go ahead and coast for about 70 feet of it, just low to the ground, just holding Dorian about 5,
Wait, you're holding me.
I'll let you go.
Oh, you let me go.
Yeah, you're standing.
I forgot you when he fell.
Oh, buddy!
Look, I got a very one-track mind here. So holding the front of your cloak, I kind of lift you a little bit off the ground, like a couple feet, and just try and grind about 75 feet towards the direction of Murata before dropping him.
Yep. I love that.
And then take the rest of my movement to head up onto the hand after Murata.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right. I'll say you drop him here, and I'll let you get up here with Murata. That's great for me.
And so
That's fun.
going upward and then thinking, because that was my action, but because I'm hasted, I do get a weapon attack.
You do.
On top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and think heavy and just coast up over the top of that hand and spear out towards her.
Let's go.
Not even joking, natural 20.
Oh my God!
You can look at that shit right there. It's beautiful.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
You bury your spear into her, and in the same way that you felt that first groan of contact before she disappeared before, she tries, but is so shocked by the heaviness and ferocity of this hit that she can't move out of the way, and just grabs onto the spear and takes the full damage and is holding on to it.
Just staring her face. Put her back. No! Story.
Okay, I really think that Opal has spent so long trying to get away from Ted, and now all she wants is for Ted to be safe, and she's gonna put it on.
Oh boy!
I'm into it.
You grab the crown.
Yeah.
And you hold it over your head, and before you can finish, because you're still even in that last second hesitating, you feel the thorns get a little longer and reach and touch your scalp. They begin to bury themselves into your scalp. You feel the fresh flow of blood, and as you see a little bit of it drip off of your eyelash over your eye, it's so dark, black, sticky, thick, and you don't feel the pain of it. You only feel a surge of energy. Please take the effect of a long rest. Your hit points come back up, your spell slots come back. And I need you to describe to me, what does Ted look like?
Now?
No. We all see this lovely potato.
Potato!
What does Ted look like?
Ted is like Opal, but like without the makeover, like without the dye job. So she's got brown hair. It's like in a French braid, and she wears like very sensible clothing, and yeah, it's just kind of like an inch shorter than Opal and less sparkly. But she looks just like her. She just doesn't have the accoutrement of like glamour.
You all see as the circlet of barbed vision settles on her head, her hair seems to like go slippery and wet as the dye job slips away and shows that brown underneath, but then grows back in, first black and then pure shocking white, actually opalescent, not a dye job, the real you. And your eyes go dark black, and the curve of your lips, that little snarling smile, is more your sister's than yours. And you change just a little bit, and you can feel it the entire time. This is the Spider Queen's joy, is twisting the appearance of others. But the thing that she takes the most delight in is forcing you to reckon with the fact that you and your sister are a union of souls, and you will always look like it.
I think instead of Eldritch Blast, I'd like to take out my dagger,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
and I would like to slit her throat.
And your hand slides out faster than you can even see as you grab her by the back of her hair, pull her neck open. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me with advantage.
It's pretty good.
You all see her.
Oh wow, 2 17s.
Okay. So how do you want to do this? As you hear the Spider Queen laugh in your ear.
She grabs her by the back of the head, like very tightly, like almost like she wants to pull the hair out of her fucking scalp.
You feel it give a little bit. You rip,
Yeah.
pulling half of her hair out, but you still have a hold.
And then she like grabs the dagger from where she keeps it near her ankle, and she puts it to her throat, and she says, "You can't have her," and then slices it as hard as she can. And I don't know what that does.
You cut through and you feel the scrape, you feel the rush of what blood was left in here splash over your hand, and you feel the resistance of her spine as you run your blade through her flesh and across it. And her mouth opens as if to speak, but this was too lethal, too much all at once, and it just hangs open.
I feel like I want to take her head or maybe move my own body, and I want her to stare into my eyes as she dies.
You turn and you hold her, holding her by the head. It opens up even more as she spills out that last in her, and she just stares at you, and she blinks and blinks again, and you see that same crystal glow from the summoning of Ted into this world. And she blinks again, and you see Ted's dark eyes, and she blinks again, and they're her own gray eyes as the light finally leaves them. as she goes limp in your arms. As you successfully carve the rune that means opal, that means sister and family and home and safety and belonging. That's what opal is. Not just to Ted, but to all of you. And the ritual completes. You feel and see as the last bits of that energy scatter out and away and leave you in the last moments of a blue hour on a beautiful night as the stars begin to unfurl and unfold and shine down on you. And the light in Ted's eyes moves from purple to that same blue of the sky, and then flashes like an opal in the firelight before dimming. And everything begins to sink back down into the ground. Those of you in the hand, gently write it back down to the level of the ground. Those of you on the head sort of coast and cascade down. As Ted goes back, as she retreats from the physical world and goes home. And it gets really quiet for a long moment. And then you begin to hear out and far away, because the surrounding jungle is still leveled from the force of everything that's happened here. But life begins to stir again, and you can hear off in the distance the sounds of the jungle returning. As you all kind of fall into this pattern, relief and exhaustion taking over as the night sky fully blooms out before you. We end.
No.
But this isn't the end. There really aren't any endings here. The world keeps going, and your story keeps going. And this is just the beginning of a new and glorious story for you all. But it is a story for another time. You all are walking into your proverbial sunset. So my last question for you, and I didn't think I was gonna cry, but what direction are you all walking in? And with whom?
I look to Orm like I always have for direction. And see if I'll follow.
I'm really not a leader.
But you're the best with maps.
I won't turn down the company.
I am to a fault a follower when someone shows me a course of leadership. I think based on this experience, until the wind blows heavy enough to blow him off course, he's going to be anchoring himself to this core group, which, as he's looking around and kind of looking at everybody, exhausted, coming to rest for the night, he goes like, how about the Crown Keepers?
Crown Keepers?
That's interesting. I had some things that I needed to do, but I think there's still some things that we maybe need to complete, and I don't think I'm ready to leave you all yet. 'Cause thinking about that just makes me very sad. So, let's just keep going.
And after that, we take the show on the road. The Black Swan. We still have a standing.
That's
right?
true.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You guys got the information.
Tharla Star and the Star.
All right. Okay. I think we got a plan.
We have a lot to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you were a leader.
Orem just quiets down completely and listens to them laugh and talk and smile, and is so happy to be seeing that. And it's good to have a circle of friends like this. And the whole time he's also just watching that crown.
I know, it's not very pretty.
He thinks that's a problem for tomorrow.
It's a problem for tomorrow and a story for another day. So that's where we'll close the first season of Exandria Unlimited.